Did you know that a single man-made structure has the power to actually slow down the rotation of our entire planet Earth today? In just 30 years, China has transformed from a struggling nation into the world's workshop, built entirely on a foundation of steel and concrete. This is the story of 30 mega-projects that redefined the limits of human engineering and shifted the global geopolitical order forever for billions of people. Beyond the concrete and iron lie the stories of millions of workers who dared to challenge nature, building a future from the ground up. From the deepest valleys to the highest plateaus, these infrastructure marvels are the literal backbone of a new era for the entire human race. The Three Gorges Dam stands as a titan of energy, a symbol of China's ambition to tame the wild forces of the natural world. With a staggering capacity of over 22 billion watts, it powers entire economic zones while preventing the devastating floods of the past century. However, greatness comes with a price, as over 1 million people had to leave their ancestral homes to make way for this rising tide. When the North grew thirsty, China responded by building a literal artificial river thousands of kilometers long to transport life-giving water from the south. The South-North Water Transfer Project is a hydraulic masterpiece, ensuring that megacities like Beijing never run dry despite their massive growing populations. Baihetan Dam, nestled in the rugged Jinsha River, represents the pinnacle of modern hydroelectric technology and the sheer scale of Chinese engineering capability. Controlling the temperamental Yellow River required the Shaolongdi project, a vital shield against the sediment that has threatened Chinese civilization for millennia. Even ancient wisdom is modernized, as the Dujiangyan system continues to breathe life into the Sichuan province after more than 2,000 years. Speed is the new currency of the dragon, with a high-speed rail network that now stretches further than all other nations combined. Traveling at 350 kilometers per hour, these trains have shrunk a massive continent-sized country into a single, connected community. What once took days of arduous travel now takes only a few hours, fundamentally changing how over 1 billion people live and work. To reach the roof of the world, engineers had to conquer the permafrost, building a railway that defies gravity and extreme oxygen depletion. This iron road to Lhasa is more than just a track. It is a lifeline, connecting the remote highlands to the heart of the nation. Behold, the longest bridge on the planet, a 160-kilometer stretch of engineering that makes the impossible seem like a routine daily commute. The National Expressway system acts as the veins and arteries of the economy, pumping goods and people to every corner of the country. In the mountain city of Chongqing, infrastructure adapts to the terrain, where trains glide through living rooms in a stunning display of urban planning. Spanning 55 kilometers across the open sea, this bridge-tunnel combination is designed to withstand the most powerful super typhoons and earthquakes imaginable. By diving beneath the waves, China ensured that the vital shipping lanes of the Pearl River Delta remain open while connecting 3 major cities. The Baihetan Bridge sits at a height equivalent to a 200-story building, a breathtaking testament to conquering the most vertical landscapes on Earth. In the face of treacherous tides and corrosive salt air, these structures stand as permanent monuments to human ingenuity and national pride. The Qinling tunnels pierce through ancient mountains, breaking the natural barriers that have isolated regions for thousands of years of Chinese history. Urban infrastructure like the Nanpu Bridge isn't just about utility. It is a masterpiece of functional art that defines the modern Shanghai skyline. China's ultra-high voltage grid is the world's most advanced, moving massive amounts of clean energy from the rural west to the industrial east. Vast deserts are being transformed into seas of blue glass, as China leads the global race toward a sustainable and renewable energy future. Domestic nuclear technology like the Hualong 1 ensures a stable, carbon-free future for a nation that once relied almost entirely on burning coal. Connectivity is the invisible bridge, with millions of 5G base stations bringing the digital revolution to even the most remote mountain villages. The 500-meter aperture spherical telescope is China's eye on the universe, listening for signals from the deepest reaches of the outer space. At Yangshan Port, the future of logistics is already here, with fully autonomous machines moving the world's trade without a single human hand. Daxing International is a gateway of the future, a sprawling transportation hub designed to handle over 100 million passengers every single year. From these coastal giants, Chinese products flow out to every corner of the globe, fueling a cycle of trade that powers the world economy. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China is exporting its infrastructure model, building ports, railways, and bridges across Asia, Africa, and Europe. Investments in places like Gwadar Port are redrawing trade maps, creating new corridors that bypass traditional maritime choke points and change regional power. The China-Laos Railway is transforming landlocked nations into land-linked hubs, bringing modern commerce to regions that were once isolated by thick jungle. Even in Europe, Chinese engineering is making its mark, completing complex projects that connect communities and shorten long-standing historical travel distances. The special economic zones were the original blueprints, where infrastructure first met innovation to create the miracle cities we see today in China. But this expansion is not without controversy, as man-made islands in distant seas create new frontiers and complex diplomatic challenges for the future. 30 projects, trillions of dollars, and a completely new national identity. China has proven that infrastructure is the ultimate foundation of modern power. Beyond the statistics, these projects are about people, the ability to visit family, to find better jobs, and to dream of a bigger world. As these concrete giants age and debts come due, the world watches to see if this miracle will endure or become a heavy burden. One thing is certain: the face of our planet has been changed forever by the sheer scale of what has been built here today. The sheer scale of the Three Gorges ship locks allows massive cargo vessels to climb over 100 meters into the upper Yangtze Reservoir. Protecting the source of this water is as critical as the canals themselves, requiring massive ecological preservation efforts across several Chinese provinces. Precision is the hallmark of the high-speed rail system, where every second is calculated to ensure the world's most efficient transportation experience. Building at these altitudes required reinventing construction techniques, as workers battled extreme cold and thin air to lay every single mile of track. The vertical infrastructure of China's megacities is a testament to the country's urban densification and its climb toward the peak of global finance. Automation reduces human error and maximizes efficiency, making Chinese ports the most productive hubs in the history of international maritime commerce. By acquiring and modernizing key global ports, China is ensuring its goods have a permanent and efficient gateway into the heart of Europe. This physical connection cements the integration of the Greater Bay Area, creating a massive economic engine that rivals any other region on Earth. Without the ability to transport power over thousands of miles, the green energy revolution in the West would never reach the hungry cities. Wind power is another pillar of this transformation, harnessing the fierce gales of the northern plains to light up homes across the nation. The human cost and effort behind these projects are often forgotten in the grand scale of the statistics and the massive concrete results. Architecture meets function at Daxing, where the layout is designed to minimize walking distance for millions of travelers in a single terminal. The new Eurasian land bridge is reviving ancient trade routes, allowing goods to travel from eastern China to London by rail in weeks. Below the surface, China is a hive of activity, building thousands of miles of subways and utility tunnels to support its growing urban population. Every bridge and every tunnel is a victory over geography, a step toward a more unified and accessible nation for every single citizen. The precision required for the fast telescope is equivalent to a few millimeters over a 500-meter span, a true miracle of modern science. The sky is no longer the limit for a country that was once defined by its rural fields and its ancient, low-rise stone architecture. China consumes more concrete in 3 years than the United States did in the entire 20th century, a pace of growth never seen. Digital infrastructure is the silent partner to the physical, enabling the smart cities and the massive e-commerce networks that define the modern economy. This region is the heart of the world's manufacturing, and its infrastructure is the reason why your electronics are built here and nowhere else. Planning for the next 30 years has already begun, with even more ambitious projects on the drawing board to push the boundaries of technology. These projects have also brought beauty and accessibility to the countryside, allowing tourism to flourish in areas that were once completely cut off. Maintaining these giants is a constant battle against the elements, requiring a dedicated army of technicians and advanced, high-tech monitoring systems today. Engineering marvels like water bridges show the lengths China will go to ensure its most precious resource reaches the people who need it. Strategic infrastructure projects often carry geopolitical weight, acting as anchors for influence in a rapidly changing and increasingly multipolar world of today. Specialized trains were designed to withstand the harsh sands of the Gobi, proving that no environment is too hostile for the Chinese rail network. The management of these massive systems requires artificial intelligence and a level of coordination that is truly unprecedented in human history. Bridging the digital divide is as important as bridging rivers, as it gives the next generation of Chinese citizens access to global knowledge. Hydroelectric power is a key part of China's promise to reach peak carbon emissions and transition into a much cleaner, more sustainable energy future. The complexity of these roads is a mirror to the complexity of the nation itself, always moving, always expanding, and always building for tomorrow. Aviation infrastructure connects China to the world, making the country a central node in the global network of people and high-value ideas. The speed of construction in China is often described as China speed, a result of massive labor, capital, and a highly streamlined planning process. This contrast between the ancient walls and the modern rails perfectly captures the spirit of a nation that respects its past while racing forward. Logistical challenges are met with innovative solutions, as even the most massive components are moved to the most difficult and unreachable mountain locations. From below, the scale is even more imposing, reminding us of the thousands of lives dedicated to making these architectural dreams a physical reality. Infrastructure is the silent enabler of the factory floor, providing the power and the pathways for the products that the world depends on every day. The dam never sleeps, constantly churning the waters of the Yangtze to provide the lifeblood of the nation's industry through day and through night. Trade is the oxygen of the Chinese economy, and these bridges are the gates through which the world's commerce must pass every single day. Behind every train and every power line is a human being, managing the complex systems that keep the modern world moving forward without stopping. The scale of the country is immense, but the scale of the infrastructure is even more impressive, taming even the most desolate of wild landscapes. This technology is not just for the elite. It is a tool for every citizen to improve their life and participate in the modern global economy. The power of nature is harnessed but also respected, as engineers work to balance the needs of the nation with the health of the environment. The city is a living organism, and these roads are its nervous system, carrying the signals of life and commerce to every corner of Shanghai. Friction is minimized, and speed is maximized, as China continues to push the limits of what is possible on two parallel rails of polished steel. This is the modern frontier, a place where geography is being rewritten to create new centers of trade in the heart of the great continent. The work never stops, as the hunger for better infrastructure drives the nation to build through the night and into the uncertain future of tomorrow. Sustainable infrastructure is the new focus, as the country seeks to repair the damage of the past and build a greener, cleaner future for all. This journey is not just through space, but through time, as China bridges the gap between its ancient history and its high-tech, futuristic destiny today. The digital world is built on a foundation of glass and light, and China has laid more of it than any other country on the planet. This is the most connected region on Earth, a model for how infrastructure can drive economic growth and improve the lives of millions of people. The ability to build at scale is the secret to China's success, a combination of massive industrial power and a clear, long-term national vision. These machines are built to endure the most extreme conditions, from the freezing north to the humid south, without ever losing their incredible speed. The future city is a three-dimensional puzzle, and Chinese engineers are the world's best at solving it through innovation and sheer hard work every day. Looking into the past to understand the future, this telescope is a symbol of China's growing scientific ambition and its place among the stars today. For a moment, the train seems to fly, a silver needle sewing together the disparate parts of a vast and diverse nation into one whole. The heartbeat of global trade is measured in the movement of these ships, and China is the place where that heart beats the most strongly. For the next generation, this speed is normal, a birthright of a nation that has decided that the future belongs to those who build it. Every day, the network comes to life, carrying the power that fuels the dreams of over 1.4 billion people in every corner today. Even in energy, there is an eye for beauty, as China combines its technological prowess with a desire to create a more harmonious, green world. Even in the face of the most difficult weather, the bridge stands firm, a symbol of resilience and the enduring power of human engineering and will. It is the individual effort that builds the national miracle, one weld, one brick, and 1 mile of track at a time, every single day. The connections between China and Europe are growing stronger, as the Iron Silk Road becomes a vital alternative to the traditional, slower maritime routes. Infrastructure is also about health and safety, providing clean water and effective waste management for the world's largest urban population in history today. The airport is a symbol of the nation's openness to the world, a portal through which people and ideas can flow freely in every direction. The passenger experience is a priority, with every detail designed to make long-distance travel as comfortable and as efficient as possible for every single traveler. These are the faces of the miracle, the people who work high above the ground to build the future of their country and the world. The ocean is the next frontier for energy, as China seeks to harness the power of the tides and the wind to power its future. The world's trade never stops, and China is the place where the movement of goods is at its most intense and its most efficient. Safety and technology go hand in hand, as China builds the next generation of nuclear reactors to provide stable, clean energy for its growing needs. Every mile of track is a victory for the environment, as high-speed rail provides a much cleaner alternative to both air and car travel today. The beauty of the infrastructure is a reflection of the pride of the nation, a statement of what can be achieved when people work together. The dream of the future is being built today, and its foundation is the massive infrastructure that has been laid down over the last 30 years. The invisible connections are just as important as the physical ones, enabling the next level of human innovation and global connectivity for every single person. The city and the infrastructure are one, a single, integrated system that is designed to support the needs of a modern, high-tech society in China. This is the ultimate achievement in water management, a project that has changed the geography of the country and the fate of its people forever. The world is watching and learning from China's experience, as other nations seek to replicate the success of its massive, long-term infrastructure investment strategy. This is a global vision, a new way of connecting the world that is built on the foundation of shared infrastructure and shared economic growth today. The impact of these projects is felt far beyond China's borders, as its engineering expertise is used to build a better future for people everywhere. From Asia to Europe, the world is becoming more connected, thanks to the massive investment in infrastructure that has been led by China over decades. This is the new world order, a world that is defined by the flow of goods, people, and ideas across a global network of modern infrastructure. We must never forget the people who built this world, the millions of workers who gave their strength and their time to build the future. The journey continues as China moves toward even more ambitious goals, building the infrastructure that will define the rest of the 21st century and beyond. This is the result of 30 years of hard work and vision, a nation that has been transformed from the ground up through massive infrastructure investment. The future is bright for the next generation, as they grow up in a world that is more connected and more accessible than ever before. These projects are an investment in the future, a legacy that will be passed down to generations of Chinese citizens for many years to come. The world is becoming smaller, and the possibilities are becoming larger as we build the connections that bring us all closer together in this world. In the quiet of the night, the infrastructure still stands, a silent testament to the ambition and the power of a nation that refuses to stop. We have seen the greatness of what has been built, but we must also consider the challenges and the responsibilities that come with such massive power. The pace of change is accelerating, and the infrastructure we build today will define the world we live in tomorrow and for many years to come. This is the spirit of modern China, a nation that is always moving forward, always building, and always looking for the next great challenge to conquer. No one is left behind in this vision of a connected nation. As the roads and the rails reach out to every village and every town, the collaboration and the expertise of these professionals are the reason why these projects are successful and why they continue to inspire the world today. It is the small details that make the grand scale possible, a combination of precision engineering and a deep understanding of the materials and the forces. This is a vision of a world where technology and nature can coexist in harmony, a world that is built on a foundation of sustainable infrastructure. The movement of goods is the movement of life, and these ports are the gates through which the future arrives for all of us every day. The dream of the future is being built today, and its foundation is the massive infrastructure that has been laid down over the last 30 years. The invisible connections are just as important as the physical ones, enabling the next level of human innovation and global connectivity for every single person. As we conclude this journey, we are reminded that infrastructure is more than just concrete and steel. It is the very foundation of our shared future. The projects we build today will be the world that our children and our grandchildren live in, a legacy of ambition and hard work for all. China's history is long, but its future is even longer, and these 30 projects are just the beginning of a new chapter in its story. The world has been changed forever by what has been built here, and the lessons we have learned will guide us as we build the future. To the millions of people who made this possible, we say thank you. Your work has changed the world and inspired us all to dream bigger. 30 projects, 30 years, and a world of change. This is the story of China's infrastructure miracle, a story that is still being written every day. The road ahead is long, but we have the tools and the vision to build a world that is more connected, more sustainable, and more beautiful. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the projects that changed the world. Remember, the future is whatever we choose to build together today.